And we are back here with game number 2. Of course, it is Causey and Fate once again making an appearance here on Ascent. They will go ahead and battle it out for the grand finals. Whoever wins this, well, Causey is currently in the winning percentage, we should say, after they took map 1 in pretty commanding fashion. I think that was a 13-4 victory for themselves, and very, very dominant. You know, the triple threat of Kensei, and Kensei's dad will be making a return, and I'm very, very excited.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. And he actually dropped out of lobby for like a half second while we were in between games, and we were like, "Oh crap, dude, he's back." We're gonna get to see. The curious thing is, we're actually going backwards in terms of the map pool. We have Ascent after we have Bind, so we're gonna literally run it all the way back, and we'll see what Fate can bring out, because they need to bring something, because so far they've brought very little, and 4 rounds is all they have to show for what little they have brought. Causey is looking indomitable. We see the standard stuff. We see Kensei on their same agents, and it looks like everyone's even hovering the same stuff that they brought last time. So nothing new, nothing, just no adaptations that they make for this specific map. But Fate, obviously, they have the specific stuff, right? No Viper, Bailey's on the Sova instead. Okay, not on the Phoenix, but on the Omen. We'll have to see how well that works, because I think his value on the Phoenix has actually been pretty good. Not even only in the previous map, but also in their engagement on Bind versus Divine Ascension. So I feel like maybe that might be a change that I don't necessarily agree with, but I mean, we'll see what they can show, because they won that Ascent map against DA anyways, so they can do the same against Causey. Maybe they prove me wrong.
Yeah, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Of course, we have a lot of questions about what can occur here, and I think that's about anything, right? That is something that I'm very, very excited for, seeing what they had to bring to the table. And of course, Ascent is one of the maps that Fate were able to run and be able to get a victory on. So was Bind, I think, previously as well. But taking a look here, we saw Volt really take off, right? Volt was one of the main playmakers for the side of Causey, and this time around, I mean, do you feel that's still the same? Because I know, we talk about players and kind of how they enjoy certain aspects of maps, and some of them have specific maps that they really excel on. Do you feel with how Volt played in map 1 on Bind, do you feel that's more a general high skill, or do you feel it may have been map specific?
I mean, I feel like looking at how this entire team plays, I think it is definitely, like, I don't know if I can say individual skill, because he's definitely good. Like, everyone on this team is good. But the way they work together and the way they entry together, their spacing and their team play with their utility and whatnot, that's definitely, like, I don't think that's map dependent. I think they can just do that in any map.
Yeah, and that's great to have, and to be able to know that you can have multiple rounds where you win, and that's immediately a side attack. I'm very sorry, and they just immediately take out Cringy. Cringy is gone from the site. Kensei's dad actually gets an opening first blood, and you love to see it. The dad rocking some work here. Gonna go ahead and throw out a little bit of heal. Hizu is going to go ahead and hide under the rafters, and we're gonna see this retake attempt. Fate have rotated up 3 top, 1 in the long corridor. That, of course, is Posh. He's going to make his availability. That's okay. He gets 1. Couple snaps go out. Ken gets taken out as he takes out Simply Delicious. It is now a 2-on-3. Bailey and Volt gets 2. Make it a triple. Can he do it? No. Runs out of bullets. They have to reload quickly. Quickly, get a new mag. Get a new mag. Can he get it? No. Volt is going to get the 3K to start things off. 1 less than the quad that he got before, but still fantastic to start things off.
Enough to win the round. I guess that's what matters. That's all that matters to them, of course, because you get the buy up on the second. Volt, even it's pretty wealthy. He's got 32 even after his armor, and he's halfway to his ultimate at this point already. Going to be going for that B aggress. There are 5 stacked outside here, and this classics for the defense. Don't really blame him. There's nothing to say about this round. It should just be a stomp, unless Posh gets some ridiculous right clicks. Technically seen it before, but this is going to be difficult with this dog running at him anyways, and the judge on the jet jumps all the way over. He literally just wants to take the fight, but he's on top of the nanostorm. He's taking so much damage. That's okay, gets 1 kill. Posh with another right click and potential for a second one, but Ken has the better of him, and he's even running and gunning with the Spectre of his own. Should be securing this round very shortly.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and crush it down. Hizu goes ahead, finds another, and gets a 3K.
Oh my gosh.
Matching up with a Volt, tied in the kill leads. Sorry, with A, that's okay, in Volts. And I mean, when your Sage starts kicking off, you know you're gonna have a lot of extra lives to play with.
Yeah, not only when he starts kicking off, but when he is literally bunny hopping into your spawn, spraying with a Spectre like you did. Like, they're having fun. These guys are on it. There is literally nothing you could possibly do to break these guys' mental at this point, I don't think, unless they somehow manage to bring it back 10 rounds in a row. But this is Causey are just in it. They're in it to win, and their mindset is there. There is a hold on this lane position. There's actually 2 here, but they spot out the Jet, and there's nothing for her to do. She gets a 1, which is very lucky because she takes out Volt. But Ken with the trade immediately. Aftershock to prevent someone going to spawn, and Simply Delicious peeking on through. They want to get so many frags just with his aggression.
Ooh.
But that leaves so many trades in the hands of the attack. 2 versus 1. The father is up on the stairs position, and door has finally been shot open. But will the Sova check this corner? Bailey has 1 job. It's technically a 1 versus 1 until he gets on a site, and I don't know if he's heard that. He probably heard the damage and is able to get a recon dart out and spots out Kensei's dad, who's back in the spawn though. Now there's a crossfire. Now there's a bit less of a chance because the Omen is taking a very, very tight angle on the stairs. The flash comes through, and now he's spotted just running and gunning. Gets 1. Wait a minute, does he have time? Bailey's gotten both kills. I think he's got plenty of time. Yeah, he just won that first round. 1 versus 1 with the side of fate.
Kensei and Kensei's dad, the father-son, fall to Bailey's bullets. And the play was actually very good. You saw Kensei's dad throw out the flash and actually land it. Just couldn't land the shots because Bailey had tucked himself into a corner. So very, very well done on his part. And Fate go ahead and pick up a round of their own much earlier on. This is not the 8 to 9 round run. This is round 3, right? So extremely well done. Now let's see them do it again, as this is going to be full weapon buys, and see if they are able to make it work.
And Jet has knives, so just good enough with that shorty just in case he runs out of them. But given how these guys have been playing, I don't see that happening very often. He's actually going to be jump peeking mid, which is absolutely mental. I don't know why he's doing this, but this guy's confidence is out of the roof right now. Smoke coming up in A heaven, just watching for any rotates through mid, but wise by the defenders to all come to the spawn for the time being. And Kensei's dad even gets a kill onto the breach, holding the site. There is an Omen behind the door, but I don't think he wants to come through. Out of the spawn, Bailey tries to come into heaven, but Kensei takes his head off. There goes the wall. Shot open fast, but the Jet's still engaging inside that tree. Volt with a frag, and Ken runs out of knives, but just good enough with the shorty, like I mentioned. Now it's all of a sudden a 1 versus 5. Simply Delicious, maybe able to get 1. Bunny hopping. They're having fun at this point, just running at him. And dinks, not enough. Hizu finishes that kill. 3 to 1 right now for Causey.
Ken trying to imitate Foon. You can't bunny hop here. Foon is a legend in this community, and trying to emulate him is great. Or I should say the CSGO. CSS community, I believe, is actually what it was. But of course, that was the round win for Causey. They go ahead and move into a 3-1 position. And you can see the hurting over on Fate's side. That was the round that they needed to win if they wanted to start accruing a little bit of creds and econ in their own side, right? And taking a look, they do have the ultimates. You do have the Bladestorm on Posh. Bailey has the Hunter's Fury and the Omen from the shadows to kind of reposition. The problem, of course, is the Empress. Volt has been amazing, and Hizu has also been on point. They're gonna go ahead and fly straight to the back, and that is a quick rush into B. No time granted over, less than 20 seconds after the round has started, and they clear out B. Where in the world did Causey suddenly get this?
What? Okay, yeah, no, I'm confused. That one's a weird one. Okay, some rounds are unexplainable because there's nothing to explain, because like they just run into them and like they get kills. So like that round, there's a teleport back site. Kensei finishes his TP while being stared at by 2 people, gets a kill, gets traded. Okay, fine. Like Kensei outskilled 1 person, but then Simply Delicious is back site and they don't check him, and like the one player is running up the step. I don't. They won the round. Like, it didn't matter. They're probably gonna. They're 5 up here, running into the stack again. So it's just like on Bind B. The ultimate gets 2 kills. Bailey is stepping up majorly right now. They just try and run into the meat grinder, and this is not gonna work. The wall isn't even good enough. It's good enough to let them get away, but it's shot down immediately. Bailey wants to follow, and it looks like they're able to get the peek off just in time. There's a Jett. Jett's the only one they're fighting. This is a big risk right now.
Posh trying to follow up on that amazing Hunter's Fury. They're going to go ahead and circle around. So Kazi making their way around, but are going to be met by the one that sniped out 2 of their teammates. Recon Knockers out. It is going to spot them out, and that is going to be that they are walking straight into the Lion's Den. A little bit of a line goes out. They found it. Bailey is down. One's waiting on the backside. Simply the Delicious is waiting for his chance at a frag. They're not taking it. Simply Delicious mows them down. Fate have their way. They find the second round victory and still have 3 members alive to tell the tale. Huge victory for them.
Oh my god, if that's... Oh no, I really... You like to see them winning rounds, but the fashion in which they're winning them, like, their most consistent win rate is actually the most inconsistent strategy because they rely on running 5 to a site, but why is it working? They're doing it again, and the read is perfect. The attack of Kazi is going B, and they're running 5B.
This is turning into a hard skill check once again. They're gonna rotate through and find out that it's very much contested. A lot of blinds going out though. Posh goes ahead, takes one out. Kensei is gonna find Cringy. That's okay. Finds Kensei's dead. Hizu finds Posh, and Bailey finds Hizu. An exchange of blows just as fast as any chess set in motion. It's going to be dropped down into a 3v1, and Kazi only has Ken left. Full health, full shields, but no teammates in sight.
No teammates, not even a spike. The most you can hope for is them to line up, and they almost do that, but that's okay. Beautiful headshot. And yet another round. Oh my. Another 5-man stack. Flipping a coin. And they managed to land heads twice in a row. But, I mean, 3 times to tie it up? Question mark? It's technically possible. Because it's the same stack again. It's 4-1. Why? I don't know. But it just happens to be. And they're smart in sending their Killjoy solo B as well, because he's got the utility to delay until the teammates rotate if need be. But it might not need be because they're all running an A again.
We all have questions for them right now, but it's working, right? This guessing, this gamble of where are they going to go? Where are we going to see a majority of these players stand? And I mean, they've caught it, right? And you can feel Kazi kind of worrying a little bit. They're realizing that they're getting red every so often, and it's harsh. It's kind of grinding against their gears, and they don't want to have that happen. But Ken finds a sneaky little pick on Posh, who just wasn't looking. Hizu is going to take out one. Ken gets dropped by it. That's okay. And Volt gets some revenge. That's going to turn into a 4-on-2 from the shadows. Is going to get him onto site with the rest of his squad. Now it's going to be up to Fate. 2 members left, and the defender lockdown is possibly going to be utilized. A little spray through the smoke, but hits up the wall from Sage. We're going to go ahead and spot it out, and that's the lockdown taken away. Now it's all on the Sova. Bailey gets caught in the face with the classic, and that will be the rounds ripped right back for Kazi.
Well, I mean, they stacked the correct site, but the hole is found, and the Jett looking the wrong way. That's a bit of a blunder. No one's playing the tree position to be able to entry on a cat, so the Jett literally just dies for free, and that's how they get in. That's the answer Kazi needed. And at this point, like, if you're 5 stacking a site and you still lose, oh man, I mean, that's kind of the last resort, right? And they've had success with the same last resort a couple rounds in a row. They had success with it on Bind as well when they did it that one time. Well, they finally failed. There goes the Seekers. Cabbages out, and no, the Posh doesn't want to eat his vegetables. He's going all the way back, and the Jett dashes up. Volt finally dies, so good entry by the defense, but Ken is all the way up the stairs. Do they know? The question is, they do. Yeah, it's perfect shots from Posh, and stereo frags from him and Simply Delicious. Last player alive is Kensei's dad, stuck in the logs. Lumberjack he might be, but there's nothing much more for him to find.
Cuts one log, gets dropped by an unfortunate tree, and that is going to be Fate picking up their 4th round. And this is much closer than we were expecting. Fate being able to pull out some victories here on the defense. And again, if this is any indication, this is them giving themselves a nice safety net. They're realizing a little bit that they do have an attacking side frame, right? Back in map 1, we did see them try and aggress a little bit more, and it kind of works. So maybe this is a game where they have to flip the script on its head. If we go into the half 6 and 6, that's going to leave big question marks for both these squads.
Oh, this is going to be a big aggress as well. Perfect flash, perfect paranoia. Posh has 2, even able to go for more. There's another flash, but he doesn't even need it. Kensei's dad finally makes a trade. But that's a very fast set piece from the defense in Cringy. Does he get back in time? He does. His teammate goes down, but now Sage, they know exactly where this player is. Stuck in the corner. Hizu has nowhere to go. Aftershock about to come in as well, and Bailey holding the angle. It's such a free kill. 2 left alive, but they've at least tied it up.
Crushing victory once again. Fate finding their rhythm here, tying it up 5-5. They have an opportunity to push to a 7-5 if they win the next 2 in a row. If they win this next one, I think that'll force the econ out of Kazi in the final moments. So, you know, a little bit of a question mark. They do have ultimates. Hizu has a resurrection, Ken has the blade storm, and Volt has that Empress available. So 3 high impact ultimates, all prepped, waiting to secure a round victory for themselves. Now, as we get on 5-man stack over on A, and a 2-1-2 split means that Fate might not be ready for this.
Oh yeah, straight in. This goes to Jets, and darts don't even land. He doesn't even get it far enough to go through the door, and Volt's already got a pick on a Cringy. Doesn't mark a good scenario right now. Might be a lighter buy for a couple players, but the knife's out, and Volt especially, he's the guy with the lesser weapon. I don't think it's even gonna matter because he's gonna go right in, get all the frags anyways. Posh watching the angle. He's watching Cat, which is interesting. That's okay, gets Ken, which is the one player that wanted to get aggressive, so everyone else is going to be vacating the A site. Sentry going out. Kensei is still detained back here. Free kill for the defense, but coming back in through. Everyone is getting kills on the attack right now. Last 2 players alive, but Bailey is the final remaining on the defense as well. 1 versus 1. Angle spotted. Both is low on ammo, but the opponent's low on health. Bailey has less time than he needs to work with, and there is absolutely no winning this round anymore for the defense. Volt has done enough, and he's going to go down, but the 6th round goes to Kazi.
I mean, Volt played that like absolutely perfectly, right? You know, you don't, your main goal is just not die at that point. Danced around the boxes so well, baited out so much time, and was still able to get the final frag, and that's going to push it to a 6-5. However, he did use the Empress already. Now you have the Sky Ultimate as well as the Resurrection against 4, right? You have the Breach Ultimate, the Rolling Thunder, the Blade Storm, Hunter Series. So a lot of these are going to be coming through on a potential retake attempt, right? This is a very defensive setup composition from Fate, so we'll see if they just give and try a retake attempt.
Oh no, wait a minute, that recon is perfect. That tags up 1. I think he did damage to like most of these players on the attack, but it doesn't matter. Ken right through. The Reyna is very low, no heal available because he didn't get the kill, and there goes the Rolling Thunder. Ken stuck in the corner. I don't know if they heard that little step, but whatever the case, it does slow down the attack just for a tiny bit, but it doesn't matter. They all come in stereo frags for Kensei and Ken. That's okay because the trade simply delicious. Another Ken gets rezzed. It's such a chaotic round. No idea what is happening around, but all the health is low on every single player except for the Killjoy. Kensei is stuck in the corner. If he exits, he's gonna die to the turret. He's got 2 teleports, so that's his only reprieve. His teammate takes the turret out for him, so he's able to maybe make an exit. Simply his backside though, low HP as Kensei, doesn't even matter. Headshot takes him out, so that's 160 health off the board. 44 remaining on Kensei, but 2 flashes though, and he's actually gonna pop the Seekers. 36 seconds
and just trying to find them as best he can. Not gonna be able to marketing 1, and that's gonna be Kensei getting a snap kill. Kensei's dad really making it work. If he's able to get in, get the spike, and get with 15 seconds, that might be it. Or get the frag here. He has to pick 50-50 shot. Where is he gonna look? He peeks away. He gets it. Kensei's dad with 4 HP clutches it out. Everyone is giving him huge props because that was phenomenal.
What a 1 versus 2. He has no right to win that. 44 health. That's 2 bullets. That's literally 2 body shots. You can even shoot him at the toes. And he's going to go down. He's going to trip and fall. The man's old. But it doesn't matter. He's shown old dog modern tricks. He can do it all. Literally pops the... I mean, I guess I thought he wanted to save that, but I forgot it was last round. No reason to. Goes for it. And he manages to win that 1 versus 2, finds both with that ultimate, even sends the flash all the way back site to confirm the location even still. Make sure that the Killjoy hasn't pushed out of the boathouse. That is a beautiful play from Kensei's dad, winning the first half. Now, I mean, we sound like broken records, Orbital, but question marks. So many different question marks for the defense.
Yeah, this is... Kazi, again, Fate a little bit weaker on the attack. This is their chance to kind of show off that they're a little bit stronger. And yes, they're going to start it off with a big run. That's a blind, actually, and that's going to figure out that, you know, Kazi are fully on this A side. The hard rotate coming over, and just one member left. Simply Delicious does have a 3K, has to ace. If he wants to make it work, gets one more. Snap around, and jumps over and around, and Ken picks it up, stalls out the ace, and is able to secure the 8th round victory for his squad in a chaotic A-site brawl.
Oh my god, I don't know if that was mind games or what, but we've seen Ken make fake dashes before. Maybe outplayed himself. Delicious looked back, but he didn't expect the player to be all the way at Gen, so yeah, it just displaces the crosshair a little bit, and that's what wins the round. Now 8-5, probably up to a 9-round scoreline. Pistols out for the attack. I mean, they can run a site down with 5 people, but it doesn't even look like they want to do that. Running a default on a full save, kind of curious. I guess maybe they're farming ulti for Delicious as well, but whatever the case, even if he doesn't get a kill, if he just dies this round, he will have that lockdown charged up for the next. But this one definitely, I don't see it. I think they're going down 9, 3 rounds remaining until match point after this.
Yeah, a little bit of a jump in. The Sky Dog is not going to find anyone. Easy rotating around. Firefight breaks out, and that is going to be A. That's okay. Falling. Another peek. Kensei. Need to make a move. Simply Delicious falling back with the rest of his team. They're going to be 4 strong as they look to either push mid or A. A lot of options, but again, Firefight coming out could end their days. 50 seconds left. As they're sprinting in, and a hard rotate coming in. Kazi a little bit slow on this move. That's going to be Ken going ahead, snapping up 1. Can only find 1. Bailey gets it with the classic pistol. Gonna fire into the Raptors, finds another Kensei, immediately mows him right back down. Turns it into a 3-on-1. Man, it looked good, but Kazi looks better.
9-5. Should be a save? No, Volton, you know what? They don't care. It doesn't matter. Conventional eco, but Volt and Ken both buy up rifles. They are not even the ones at the top of the scoreboard. And we hyped up Volt so much in the last map, and now he's 11-9, almost even. Yeah, sure, this game has been a lot more back and forth, but the fact remains that their entire team is putting up numbers. The father right now is at the top of the scoreboard, 14-8. Kensei's dad, he was at the bottom. I think he's doubled his kills in this game by round number 14.
Yeah, he's done phenomenal work, and Ken immediately gets mowed down. That is the firing squad execution coming out. Cringy taking that one. They're gonna go ahead, lay down a few suppressive utilities straight into the B site. Bit of a hold, attacker Killjoy being used, but they got to move in a little bit quicker. I feel like they kind of wasted a little bit of time. Now they're gonna push in, realize no one's around this backside. Gonna go ahead and try and clear it best they can. Now they get the plant. This is going to be Kazi working with 1 low member. Nope, Volt changes up. Make it even. 4-on-4. Gonna split a little bit. Volt finds another. Cringy in. That's okay. Find the members that they need. And again, it's all up to Kensei's dad. It's a little spray down. Takes about 50 HP. Can't find the headshots though. 10 HP left. And he is going to pray for a little bit of safety. Gonna peek around the side. No one's peeking with them, and fires on a turret, giving away his position. Maybe he baits it out and waits, you know, flush them out on the back end and walks through. Can't find it. That is going to be 6-9. Fate go ahead and pick up their first round win of this half.
That is quite refreshing to get to this scoreline specifically, but especially for the side of Fate. I mean, they love to do this. They love to get all the way back, but it's still a struggle. Is remaining a struggle. Kensei has had to, or Kensei's dad, excuse me, we can't even say just his first part of the name, but Kensei's dad, he's had to clutch multiple different rounds, and he's done so a couple times, but that one's a bit much to ask with the lesser weaponry, as well as the fact that it's a 1 versus 3 spike planted, nothing to be done, so they're going to go back into it, going to reset standard defense. Kensei's dad wanting to get some information, pushing on through that A main with the dog, not going to spot anything because no one's here. Everyone's outside that B. 2 pushing through this mid. And Ken doesn't really have the weapon for this engage, which is kind of curious. He's got the Spectre. Should be a bit longer range, and they hear him dropping off as well, which means the drone's going to come through. Maybe going to spot out the Sage. Not in time.
Yeah, they're going to now funnel through. Ken is going to go ahead, possibly meet 3 on the other end of this B hallway. Going to start moaning out. Oh, gets 1. And I think in that situation, that is exactly what you want. Simply Delicious finds one on the other end. He's going to put it 4 on 3 here. The blinds are going through, so the blind fire is going to follow. And B, once again, is the planted site.
Spike planted.
3 versus 4. On for the retake, and the turret is blinded, so they don't know how many people are coming back into the market to the spawn. Volt's gonna come all the way through late, and the Omen is an off angle. It's pretty nasty, but the blind comes through. It's just good enough to get 1. Bailey with a frag, Posh another. Now, what deja vu? Kensei's dad. No more.
Yep. Just going to be like, well, that's all he could do. And this is starting to look like a difficult time for Kazi, but a great time for Fate. They have found 2 rounds in a row. So far, neither team has come out with more than 2 rounds in a row, disregarding the 4 in the round half, right? You see there on the screen. And I mean, this is a time to break out. If there's any time for Fate to start stepping up and saying, hey, we deserve to be here, there's a reason we won the quarterfinals in such close value, it means that they dig deep, they win when it counts, and this is the first start. Heezu holding a very deep angle over here on B main. Drone is going to go out. You can hear it from the Sova. So it's going to go ahead and fall back for his squad. While 3 actually push straight through mid, bottom, and Pizza.
Ooh, nice kill into Heezu. It's an entry onto B. Jet's still back sight though, and the rotation has already come through. Delicious turning away at maybe the wrong time. Knives also missed, so somehow Delicious is still here, walking all the way through, and a right click from Ken is so fast. He's gotten all 3 so far in this round. Technically on for the ace, but I don't even think these guys are going to get back onto the site. That's okay, gets 1 onto Kensei, and the father gets a kill. Ken finishing up with a quad. 10 rounds for the side of Kazi. I almost said Ken. I'm not even kidding.
I had questions for Ken right there. You know, we saw the first dagger miss, and then I saw the kill feed pop up, and I was like, Ken got someone in the back. Maybe he wasn't aiming for it, but I mean, picking up 4 with daggers is such a massive victory for Kazi. Right now, only 3 rounds away. You knock out a little bit of the econ, and you can see Posh with a blade storm of his own is going to run that SMG. But if you win this round, if Kazi is able to win this round, they put Fate into a horrendous situation in terms of econ. So big win potentials coming out.
That wall is kind of nerdy. Like you don't see people up there ever. Like I've actually never seen someone up there in my, I don't know, 1 year of playing this game. So he's finding some creative stuff to do, which is nice because he's technically holding a crossfire between 2 players. And Kensei's dad doesn't even need the Sage to swing just yet. They should have an inkling that someone might be on top of this if they see this wall. But the blind goes through, and the swing even from Kensei's dad gets another. The thing is, he's just not ready for this cat push. They don't know that these players are here. I don't think it really matters because this guy is now the last one alive. Bailey doesn't have spike control. 1v4 and goes for the spray down. Ken manages the trade after Volt gets clotheslined, but that's 7-11 right now. Fate down by quite a few. Not looking great in this round, especially because you're going for another save, probably.
I mean, what can you do, right? You were working with no weapons, of course, and you know, taking a look, it was Posh that was sitting there with that blade storm available, but they didn't use any. They had these 4 from the previous round as well, so really hate to see it. They're rocking with the SMGs actually. And saying this might be the opportunity. Simply Delicious only sitting on a ghost. That is unfortunate, but it simply can actually pick up an orb that should give 5 ultimates to kind of turn it around, and that's kind of what they're praying for here.
Oh, I'm surprised they're not actually doing what you mentioned. They're not farming that orb A main or B main. They're going up cat with 5 people. Technically, the first engage will be this Omen of Kensei, but he hears all the audio, and they're going to peek him, run right in, and he's going to get 1 kill, traded out. Volt gets another, is able to dismiss away, and Delicious gets a trade. But there's so many frags, they just get completely deleted up cat.
Match point.
This is the first time I feel Fate made a conscious mistake, right? The first time I will say this, again, not attributed to, you know, the amount of time that they've been playing or anything like that. They died with 5 ultimates available. In my opinion, this late into this game, when you are down on match point or even at 11, you should not be dying with this many. You should never, ever, in my opinion, see 5 ultimates on any one team at one time, right? Always stagger it 2, 3, 3, 2, whatever you want to do. Make it count. Having all 5 means that you consciously chose not to use it, and now you wasted that utility.
I mean, there is technically a lockdown going down finally. Hizu thinks up at the flank, thinks better, in fact, and there is an ultimate backside for that Omen to be able to infiltrate quite fast. Lockdown not going to detain. I mean, pretty obviously these guys are going to make that mistake, but Posh, he's in the pretty critical position right now. Kensei might have a read, and the Seekers are maybe going to find him. Yeah, they find him. He's going to get taken out. No, he gets 1. It's kills for the attack. Volt and Kensei, stereo frags, able to take Posh out as well. That's another Hunter's Fury going to go out. Ultimate's even further, but he gets shot straight through the smoke. Last one alive, backside. Killjoy is going to get the first. Simply Delicious has a chance. Sprays Kensei from the reload, but Kensei's dad finishes up, avenges his son, and wins the series. Second map going 13-7.
What a way to end it. We were talking about how Kensei's dad in map number 1 didn't have a great time, and now it is poetic justice that he finishes it off and puts Kazi into the grand finals. Fate played a game as near well that you could ask, right? A total of 5 maps played to a high extent, and probably I would give them, at the current moment, the highest amount of rounds played in the entire tournament for a singular team. So no hate to them. They have played about as well as they could. And I mean, with an average combat score of 324, Simply Delicious this time around, outputting an immense amount of pressure. Very well done for both these teams here in the Excellency inaugural Valorant tournament.
Yeah, it's just consolidations to them. I mean, what more can you do? What more can you ask after 3 grueling maps, and then the first map of this second best of 3, you get pretty much stomped in your first half. Like this, it's you understand that your mental's kind of shot. You're tired, you're exhausted, and then in the second one you come back all the way, but it's just not enough because they just got outskilled. And of course, like you mentioned, Simply Delicious is putting up as many numbers as he can, but he just can't do very much when the supports just aren't fragging like they have to. And of course, there's only a limited amount of things that you can do when you're playing a breach, right? You have to enable your teammates to be able to do things as well. But when you can't be winning those fights, when you're 5-16, that's kind of painful. And like, again, we can't really blame him, right? Like, there's nothing we can say. Like, they played 3 insane maps in their first best of 3, and it's been like, what, 4 hours? So really well done nonetheless. It's this valiant effort. Sometimes that's how tournaments go. And this time, it's fate to be able to get knocked out in this semi.
Yeah, and they are going to go ahead and fall. But again, congratulations to Kazi. They will move on after 2 2-0 sweeps coming out for themselves. They will go ahead and face off against the winners over on the other side of the bracket. I think we're still waiting on the update there. But of course, that will go ahead and end our broadcast for today over here on the Excellency main channel. If you are still wanting some more Valorant action here, go ahead, head over to the other broadcast. I think we'll go ahead and send that over to them, as that will have Necrox and DJ still giving us some awesome Valorant action. So please do not go anywhere. We have some more action for you right away. My name is Orbital. Joined with me was Golden Falcon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and continue having that Valorant action.